Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Logan, can
Hello?
you hear me, buddy?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, we are live. We are live. We're gonna we're gonna wait for my brother to get in here, RV, and then we'll do this thing.
All right.
Hey, are you able to jump on YouTube and see if the stream's running good? Oh, here we go. Witchy's in. We're good. We're good. Hey, Witchy. So basically, guys, let me see here. Yeah, my brother's not in yet. So, guys, this is going to be a really good interview. We got Logan with us today. You guys heard me talk the last couple days about me and Logan talking, and we wanted to set up this interview because Logan has a story. He has a story to share. Um, this is going to be this is going to be Logan's time. Order order. If you'd like a link, order. I can send you one. I'm waiting for RV to get in. I'm not going to do much talking, guys, because my voice is shot from being sick. So here we go.
Is order of magnitude your brother?
No, well, he is my brother, but Order is he's another part of the Viper team. My brother just entered. His name's
Oh, there
Angelo
he is.
RV Charity Drive. Yep. So I'd like to introduce you two together.
What's
RV,
going on?
Yo,
Logan, RV.
What's up, Logan? I've heard a lot about you.
yo, likewise. I've heard a lot about you as well.
Oh, I'm sure you have. You know, the one good thing I'll say Cecil did for this entire community is he brought me and my brother back together. So
Right.
you got that.
So yeah. Um, Logan, I want you to say whatever is on your heart and your mind, man. Like we talked yesterday, I think you're a great young man. I think you've been affected by Cecil just like so many of us have. I just want, I would just like you to basically share your story. I do want to say out there too that Logan, he's an amazing rap artist, and for anybody who's over here that's not has not checked out his channel, make sure you go over there, sub to his channel, check out his music. One of the reasons why Cecil's always been so jealous of Logan is because Logan actually is doing big things. But I'm sure you're going to hear about that in Logan's story. So I'm basically Logan. I'm going to let you take over, and my brother, you guys talk, do what you got to do. This is Logan. This is your time, buddy. Use it how
Okay.
you want. Angelo, go ahead. I'm gonna mute my mic right now.
Well, Logan, I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but the biggest thing that I know about you, or that made me want to step in and protect somebody like you, is the fact that when you were much more underage, he was overtly speaking to you and your girlfriend at the time very sexually, which for
Yeah,
me,
I I
38, 40
was
year old man doing that was oof.
I was misunderstood when I read when I was on that I because I witnessed that stream, but I didn't know that he was talking about her, my ex well at the time my partner. But I didn't know that he was saying all that weird stuff about her. I thought he was talking about like a hater or something because you know how he is. He'll just start snapping whenever someone makes a single snarky comment that he doesn't like or that doesn't follow his mindset.
Yeah, I definitely remember that. So you knew him. How old were? What was your youngest age when you knew him?
Uh, I reckon 11 through 12 around that
Yeah.
era.
Okay. So I first learned of him, and meanwhile, let's do perspective. So Shredder and I, we are brothers, but we didn't know each other. We're on platforms at the time. We didn't know of each other. And at the time, I wasn't friends with Irish Stevo when I first heard of Cecil. I wasn't friends with Magnitude or any of these people because I was simply a troll. I was part of a group called Viper Group, and we just basically trolled bad people.
Yeah.
So I met Cecil through a video that was shared by Marcy, a very clear video where he sat there and started confessing to these crimes against children that he had committed when he was 16, 17, and 18. And then every once in a while, as he would continue doing different streams, your name and your girlfriend's name. He never said your girlfriend's name, but just your name. But he would refer to your
He would
girlfriend.
say Logan's girlfriend.
Logan's girlfriend, correct. So for me, and I know you're still young, but for me at my age, because I'm around the same age as Cecil, it's not normal for men of our age to discuss the sexuality of children. It's just not normal speak. It's not how
it's
adults are meant to interact with children.
it's very suspicious whenever
Yeah.
anyone does.
And if it weren't just that video, like if it was just that confession video, I don't think I'd be as hard on Cecil as I am.
He
currently.
constantly, like, when he goes through his episodes, he'll constantly bring it up, but then he'll say the same exact details but referred differently, and it makes it seem very real when he repeats the same story, but then he justifies it right after admitting to such felonious acts. He'll then justify it by saying it was their fault, they were coming on to him, whatnot. I'm like, what? How do you justify basically admitting to assault, like assault and beyond?
Now you're around the age that he was when he was committing these crimes. Let me ask you a what if question, okay?
Hmm.
What if you're somewhere watching somebody's kids who are 11, 12 years old, and one of them do make that kind of movement, or as he suggested, uh, reach for your groin area? What is your reaction as a young man who's actually been raised? By the way, I want to say your parents did a very good job raising you. You're very articulate, you're very polite, very respectful, very resourceful. So what would somebody like you do in a situation like that?
If I was in the same scenario, I would almost instantaneously get them away from me and then call their parents and be like, "Yo, your your son or daughter is, like, being very they're showing signs that something may have happened to them, or that they are, it's just not, usually a child wouldn't do that or even have thoughts like that. So if they're even thinking about stuff like that, let alone doing it, then someone had to have showed them."
So a logical a logical analysis, which is inform the parents. You didn't once blame the victim, which is very good. And you did the appropriate steps, and then you take yourself out of the situation. All of these things that Cecil didn't do.
From what he said, he gave in basically from the mindset of, oh well, they're doing it to themselves, they're doing this, so can go along with it. Like, it's like kind of a child mindset. He's basically saying they started it. Like,
Yeah,
when you get into an argument, just he's basically saying they started it, and it's like, what?
and that seems to be his argument point for everything that's happened in his life. Have you noticed that? So, like, even with his cousin, it wasn't his fault that the child came onto him.
It seems like a lot of children are, coincidentally coming on to Cecil from his own words. These are all his own words, which are even the more damning thing is, he'll go and stream and then say people are making up these fake confession videos. It's literally raw audio and footage of him speaking.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
and I don't know if you're aware of this, Logan, but the original confession video we had independently analyzed by a computer forensics team that does forensics for the Federal Bureau of Investigations. We paid almost $700 to have the video analyzed because he was claiming, for the first couple of years, he was claiming that we Michael Bayed the video.
Which,
He
even if
he
you
claims,
had done that, there would be obvious signs of it.
right.
Otherwise, you can't just mash. This was before deep faking and artificial intelligence took over. So all you really could do at that point was mash other words he had really said and mix them together. It wouldn't sound like a construed sentence. if you had done it the way he's claiming you had.
And it wouldn't flow the way it flows either, because there'd be
Yeah,
obvious, like just watching a video without any expertise, you would see obvious hiccups in the video.
and on top of that, to make it even worse, he usually has a low quality camera, which would be way more difficult to edit that type of edit together because he has
Thank,
such a low quality camera. You would see the staggering, static in the background of the pixels. You would see
thank,
that
yeah,
get messed up.
thank you for pointing that out. That was a very good observation. And again, and Logan, you can verify this. It's not just the testimony video. If it was just that video, I could see that we may be chasing a ghost here. But the problem is, there's been 200 and I think 38 videos since that confession video, most of which he's either deleted or hidden. But where he's made other, he showed up at I don't know if it was your house or somebody's house, but he showed up at a 12 or 13-year-old's house without the parents' knowledge to confront them about an argument they had online. Was that with you,
That
or
was
is that
me,
another?
yeah,
So
because I was messing with him and basically like hating on him, and then I told him who I was and like that I was his neighbor. He said, "Hold on, I'll be right back." And on stream, he walked away and he came to my house with like a little camcorder in his hand, and he was like asking me questions. But he had, if anyone looked, if he didn't post the footage or use it, but if he
Take it
had,
easy.
he would have pretty much doxed me because he recorded the outside of my house.
Okay, so you were a minor child. He went to your house without your parents' knowledge. A
Yeah, my
grown man.
parents, she wasn't even my parent wasn't even home.
Oh my! That guy could have got himself in jail if your mom and you had decided to do something about that. I wonder if
Well,
he realizes
this
that.
was this was before I had ever actually gone to his house before, and he one time uh he had invited me to his house, and my mom didn't think anything weird of it until until he told me about his quote unquote rehabilitation medicine that he crushed up in front of me and then snorted, claiming it
Oh,
was rehabilitation medicine. And I'm like, even if it
wow,
was rehab medication, you don't snort it. That could have killed him.
that's insane.
Like
That is insane.
he probably could have died in front of me if he would have snorted just too much or whatever.
And
Whatever
Logan, you
he
said you were 11 when that happened, right, buddy?
Yeah.
And he basically asked you to look away while he did something.
Yeah, cuz I had a camera with me that cuz I was recording a vlog for my channel, and I held the camera up and I accidentally got his desk in the background of it, and he was like, "Oh, don't point the camera over there. That's my stuff." And then he stopped his live stream and he goes, "All this medication," or on the live stream he goes, "All this medication's in my name." So people were saying that he's selling or doing drugs. He literally looked at the medicine, it was in his name, but then before I left his house, he proceeded to put a bunch of them in a bag and then approach somebody outside of his house,
That
which
doesn't surprise me.
which is just all speculation, but it leads me to believe that he was dealing his own medication.
I wouldn't say it's speculation. You saw it happen.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that in case Cecil tries to like do anything legal with this stream.
If that happens, let me know, and my brother and I will make sure that you have the
Well,
evidence you need.
I don't think I'm liable for anything, but I'm assuming since you guys are over 18 that you're probably liable.
Oh, we're fine.
Yeah, Logan, like I told you, you're protected over here, buddy, and there ain't nothing Cecil can do to any of us.
One of the good things about the Viper group is that we don't actually commit crimes. It's not illegal to make somebody feel like we're in a community area next to them. It's completely legal within the law. I could tell you I am down at the White Castle getting a coffee right now in Covington, and I'm not really there. But to make somebody think that you're there and they drive over there to go find you, that's on them, not me.
Yeah.
It's social media. You know, you gotta be careful about your digital footprint and what you're leaving behind.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing is that, like I said, 220 something videos later, he's still coming up with excuses, and he still very much talks very overtly and very directly sexually about minor children. Some of the descriptions that he's
Yeah,
done of his daughter,
there
talking about
yeah,
her sexuality.
there was a video where that was not even that long ago. It's probably still public if you look for it. He was trying to defend himself by saying, "Oh, those girls were coming on to me." He proceeds to say 10-year-old girls are fully developed, and then said, "My daughter looks 17 and is having her period." And I'm like, why would you display your daughter like that? And she's in the video, like, next to him. And I'm like,
Yeah,
why would you display that to the world? Your
because
daughter's
he's trying to make it seem like it's okay for men, grown men, to think like that about children.
But it's really
It's
not. It's so absurd that he even puts two and two together like that.
He's been doing it for years, sir. Been doing it for years. He even said that his daughter, he discussed his daughter's sexuality, like about her being gay and stuff like that. And I'm like, what business is that? Is anybody on YouTube? First of all, your child's a minor, and you're discussing things that you have no right to discuss, even as her parent,
Okay,
publicly.
let's put it like this. Let's say this was 5 years ago and his daughter's 18. If he would have put that online saying that she's gay, that could get her injured, that could get her hurt, that could do anything because she's not outright saying it. It's him
Mhm.
putting her information out there, and it's like he could really get his family or himself hurt doing that.
Do you remember a video that he did um, when he was addressing the Viper group? His daughter and her friend were there, and he took off his belt and started filming how he was going to whip two little 10-year-old girls' butts on a live
Uh,
stream.
I don't think I saw that one.
Yeah, he took that down pretty quick. Um, there's
I
another
wouldn't
video
doubt
where
it because
him and his girlfriend finally come up with what they believe is a plausible excuse for his abuse of the little girls, which is that he has a sleeping disorder, and in those days
what?
he would sleep hump in his sleep and walk into bedrooms and lay down with people. Which, if the video was fake, why would you even need to come up with that excuse?
If someone has a problem like that, why is he around children?
Why doesn't his kid have a bedroom door if you have that kind of disorder?
Also, what kind of disorder would cause that? Does he say a specific name?
I mean, there's narcolepsy and sleepwalking disorders, but I've never heard of one.
I've never
Um,
heard of a child molester sleeping disorder.
there you go, there you go. And I think that was their attempt. Their attempt was to explain it away. So when he was pressed on that, they started coming up with the whole video is fake again, because that's originally what the argument was. The video was fake. And then it was, well, if I did say that, it was because of this, and his girlfriend would chime in with, other excuses. And it's not the first boy that she's been with that's molested children, by the way. She's been with another man before and actually defended him in court, and he lost, of another child molester, her first boyfriend. So it seems like a trend for her. As for
Wait,
him,
what did you say?
so before Cecil, his girlfriend was with another man who was actually convicted of child molestation, who
I think I
she
think Shredder
defended.
said something like that yesterday.
Yeah,
That so what his
not
current
his
wife.
wife, not his wife. It's his girlfriend. They're not married.
Wait, him and Hetty, they're not married.
No,
What?
no.
He always, I swear, like he refers to her as his wife, but I didn't know that they weren't legally married.
She never got divorced from the first one. She's still married to the
Oh,
child molester that's in prison.
is he? Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah. You're learning a lot today. Trust me.
Is that guy's information public?
I used to know it back in the early days, but I didn't retain it because it didn't have any semblance to the current case, which is he confessed to molesting two children, and then a third one came forward when his cousin came public on Facebook to say that during the time that Cecil was living with him after he'd gotten out of prison, his daughter's behavior started changing, and when he
What, when
talked
they
to her
were
about
around
it,
Cecil?
yeah.
Holy cow!
So she's in therapy. I know there's a disclaimer out there saying that the Viper group has contacted these girls and they've defended him. I want to squash that right now. At no time have we ever contacted any victims. We would never do that. You'd be
That would be big.
re-victim.
That would be big news, though,
You would
if
be
it was.
re-victimizing them. We're not into re-victimizing victims.
Well, I was gonna say not making them public, but at least getting like not getting their name, but at least getting a statement. That would be news.
It would be, but it's not something that we would actively pursue. They would have to pursue us, sort of like you
That's
did.
what I'm saying. I'm not
You
saying
reached
go
out
and
to
look
us.
for them, but if they come to you, like that would be
Yeah,
substantial evidence.
if they came to us, we would be willing to talk to them. But it's sort of like how you reached out. Like we didn't come out to you. We didn't come and get you. You came, said something to us,
Yeah,
and we're like, hey, you want to? That's the way it works.
because
Because
I
in
saw
my
that y'all
eyes,
did the live streams, and I was like, I think it'd be interesting if I had a take on it.
yeah, in my opinion, you're a victim. You're not, obviously you're not a sexual victim, but you're still a victim of manipulation and of a groomer who,
And while we're on the topic of Hetty a little bit, I don't mean to interrupt you guys, but Logan, if you don't mind, could you speak on uh, a little bit about when Hetty confronted your mom?
Oh yeah. So
oh, this ought to be good.
I had been going to Cecil's house a few times and did live streams and whatnot. And then my mom told me that I can't go back over there, and I was like, "Why?" And she was like, "Cecil's wife, or apparently his girlfriend, now that I'm finding out, apparently she went up to my mom at a bus stop and said, 'I don't like your son being around my husband because of things he's being accused of.'" And so like I see it as like get your kid away from my husband. I don't know what he'll do. That's the message I took, at least in
That's
my opinion.
exactly how I would have took it the same exact way, Logan. Like I said, you seem like a very intelligent person. That's exactly how you should take it.
And that was how I took it at 11 years old, 11 or 12. I was like, "Oh, if the wife doesn't like it, then what's up with the husband?"
So some order of magnitude brought up a point. I'm not sure. Again, I don't know how many of his videos you've seen. So there was another video where
Well,
he
he's
was
got like
trying to
thousands.
prove his innocence. So he called his sister, the very sister that he calls a lying whore. Remember, keep that in mind. And demands her answer a question. She first says, "Please don't be recording me. I don't want to be on your recording." He lies to her and says, "You're not being recorded." It was a
Was
live
it?
stream.
It was on a live stream.
Yeah,
Is
and he
it
goes,
taken down?
no, yes, that video is taken out, but we have clips of it. He says, "Rosie, back in the day, did I ever?" I'm paraphrasing. "Back in the day, did I ever do anything to these kids?" Blah 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 blah. And her response is, "It was just something you did back then, but I haven't seen you do it since then." So, in my
Oh my
opinion,
god.
that's her confirming that she did in fact catch him with the two kids in a bed,
Why would he call her if he knows that she saw something?
because he believes that he's confused his followers enough. There's just three of them, enough to believe that his sister is a whore liar who hates all men and thinks all men are child molesters.
That's from his mouth?
That's from his mouth. His
Holy
sister's a
cow.
liar. His sister was a whore. He likes to specify races of people. So he describes her as a person that brought a lot of Mexicans into the home.
What
But
does that even mean?
I don't
Is
know, but that's his words, not ours.
is Cecil like a tad on the racist side?
Yes.
He's on that
One
he's
of
on that pure mindset side.
Yeah, a few
I don't
years ago,
understand that.
one of the pedophile groups, not affiliated with Viper Group, but had picked up on Viper's videos, They happened to be in Kentucky, so they drove by his house and parked outside in a white car. He was outside doing something, and they were watching him. And he looked at them and ran inside. Now,
Uh,
in his video later that day, he claims he confronted the person, but the video from that person's group shows that he actually ran.
did they have it on video?
They did, yeah. They showed it to us,
I'm assuming they
but
can't publicize that because it is kind of recording his house.
yes, they can't publicize it. It was back during the time when he claimed my brother was sticking stickers on bus stops and leaving pamphlets underneath his flower garden, where it was
He's
printed on a bubble jet printer, which he claims he didn't have. But then when he started revealing IP cameras and I got a hold of his IP address, I discovered a bubble jet printer on his IP address and said, "You printed it yourself."
So what, he printed random stuff and then put it, acted like he found it.
Yes, because if he had the camera, which is where it was pointed, he would have picked up my brother walking onto his property. But yet there was no video evidence of my brother walking on his property.
So who he's accusing Master Shredder of that?
Yeah, my brother, Master Shredder, he accused of
Wow.
putting a sticker on his bus stop and a Master Shredder YouTube channel flyer underneath his flower pot. First of all, the channel was spelled incorrectly, which Cecil spells things incorrectly very often. It
Very
was
very
it was
often than most.
it was printed on a bubble jet printer, which was registered to an IP address that matched one digit off from his IP camera, which we got the IP address of because Cecil has an inability to keep his mouth closed or his camera off. So everything that we learn about him, his address, his jobs, his license plate, his cars, it comes from him showing it himself.
Yep,
Well,
and including Logan, like I told you yesterday, he's been caught by one of our Viper members hiding a camera in his daughter's bedroom.
yeah,
Which he claims he didn't do.
you told me about that, and you said that he had did it on a live stream, like he accidentally pulled up the application that was streaming the camera.
Yes, he's a show
And
off, especially with his guns and his cameras. He likes to show it off, and when he clicked on the button, all the cameras came up, and you could see the
oh
camera
wow.
pointing directly into his daughter's room, who was virtually not clothed appropriately for being on camera. And yeah,
Jeez.
it was not good. But that's just again another example of some of the crap he's done. He's made comments about you, made comments about your girlfriend. Um, he made comments about some persons of color that he lost $100 to in a game of Find the Queen, which he lost. He claims he got scammed, but yeah, that the whole game is a scam. You know that going in. So
So, speaking of scams, I noticed that a lot of people accuse Cecil of being a scammer himself.
yeah, so when he does the homeless giveaways,
Yeah,
I'll give you an example.
particularly with the homeless
Yeah,
content.
so he donated. He got like $100 in donations and gave two homeless people $10 each, and bought them each a pack of cigarettes. And then on camera, as they're walking out, he bums 3 cigarettes from each of the packs of the people that he bought cigarettes for.
Why didn't he get them food or water or
What, you mean things that make sense? Come on.
yeah, like necessities? Why would you get someone who's already struggling an addictive substance that they're gonna keep wanting to buy and wasting money that they have to earn? There's not even working for it.
Yep.
If they're homeless, they have to wait for someone to give it to them.
He claims we got him fired from jobs, which has never happened.
Well,
One
maybe
job was
maybe not you particularly, but I know he has lost his jobs because of the YouTube stuff.
that's on him because you can't.
Because
There's
he
a lot of
doxed
social
himself.
media. Yeah,
He
there's a lot
told
of
them where
social
he
media
worked.
rules. There's a lot of the security job. Well, he's had 2 security jobs. The first one he got fired from for leaving the job site and sexual harassment to his female coworker that was on the job site with him.
He
That's
lost his job because of that.
yeah. He left the job site to go get coffee, and he was sexually propositioning his female employee, a female employee that was work. It was a job site where there's 2 security guards that do roving on cars. So you drive the site, and he was sexually harassing the female that was on the other side of the site. That's
Did
the
he
first
say
one.
this? Did he say that himself?
No,
I was gonna say where is
some of
the
us. Let me rephrase. Some of us are in positions of government that allow us to ask questions of employers.
so did somebody that is so did somebody call his work and ask why he was
Yes,
fired? And that's
yes,
what the response was.
yes, which they're not supposed to do, but yes, that was the response.
Oh.
The
So
second security job,
did someone call them claiming to be a higher up or something?
not a higher up, just an employee of the federal government.
Wow. You said he
That was
had
all
two
factual.
security? You said
Yes,
he had two security jobs?
he was also working for Securitas. And he was putting the uniform on in camera with his gun, waving it around, talking about how he was going to shoot Master Shredder in the head. So I called Securitas
I'm pretty sure
and said,
intimidation is a crime by itself.
yes. I called Securitas because part of their job description is that you have to have a low social media profile and you can't be advertising with their uniform on in camera. So I gave them a copy of the video with my real name and my real phone number because I wanted Cecil to know it was me. And within 2 hours, he was fired.
So what? Because he was publicizing the position he worked for.
He was publicizing murdering my brother with a Securitas uniform.
Oh yeah, that is he. Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
Speaking of murder and guns, how many firearms do you think he owns? Because I saw the Smith and Wesson 45 and the Glock 9 that he had as well.
I
Does he
think
have more than those two?
there's 3 if you count Hetty's, because Hetty has one too.
His
Why,
his bite
why does he
his
keep
bite
getting? He
his
always
bite's
gets
considered a deadly weapon too, though, because if you got bit by him, you'd definitely be dead.
You get
his
rabies.
bite.
Yeah. So today he had a stream where he talked about how he always wears his hat down low because he finds that women find him attractive, and he doesn't want them to see that he doesn't have any teeth. That's his claim in his 31-minute video today.
I would just pull him out at that point.
Speaking of women, Logan, let me ask you this: are you aware that him and his girlfriend agreed that he was allowed to show his penis to one of our stings that we gave him online? We stung him online with somebody, with a female, and she was asking.
What did
She
he
asked
do?
him. She asked him for penis pics, which he readily pulled his dick out on cam for her. By the way, it was nothing to write home about, just for the record. And he claims he did it because he told Hetty, and him and Hetty knew that it was a setup, so she gave him permission to show his dick.
If you know it's a setup, why would you fall for it?
Because that's how he excuses his behaviors. So he claims if they send the dick pic around, and yeah, it's small because it was cold. That's exactly what he said.
He
Small
said it
because
was
it's cold.
He said it's small because it's cold.
Yeah, it's small because you're a small man. But
Man,
have you noticed that this grown man does bathtub streams where he's bathing?
No, who was Cecil?
Yeah, he's done 7 of them.
Are they still public?
I don't know if they're all public, but he had a couple up. And if you don't find them, trust me, just Google Cecil bathtub. It's out there. We created a whole website for him.
What's the URL?
It's let me get it for you.
Logan, while he's looking up that now, you've seen Cecil in real life. None of us have. How tall do you think Cecil is? If you had to guess, how tall do you think he is in real life?
He's about an inch taller than me, if not the same height. When I was 11, I haven't seen him since, but he was about an inch taller than me, and I was like 4'10", so he was probably like 4'11", 5'1".
Yeah, he's a little guy. I
And I'm
think we lost.
assuming he hasn't grown since.
Yeah, he hasn't grown, man. He's
Did
he's just
did the other guy leave?
yeah, I think so. I let me see. He might be coming back.
I think he's
But
looking for the website still.
Logan, why don't you talk a little bit about your music?
Yeah, I've got a 28 track album dropping in about dropping in 3 days on September 11th. It's called
That's amazing.
it's called the Lil Lyco Deluxe. It's got 28 tracks on it, and it's an expansion of the last album, Lil Lyco LP. And hopefully, it's gonna be on every platform, so Spotify, iTunes, um, anything you can imagine with music on it. My music's most likely on there.
Yeah, and it's good too because I watched a couple of your music videos, and your stream was really awesome too. It was like you know how to get that good content. I was impressed.
Yeah, the engagement, like once you get good at engaging viewers, it's just uphill from there.
Yeah,
Like with
yeah,
your content on the YouTube Shorts, you will say like a few phrases in 10 seconds, and everyone will just start commenting and liking and talking about how good your videos are and how they're evolving.
yeah,
Every video you make, you will see the improvement and the evolution of your channel.
yeah.
Can you type in the side chat, Logan, so I can get your channel link? And here's the link to our website here.
My channel link is youtube.com/Lil Lyco.
Lil Lyco.
Yeah, LILLYKO. My username on the stream. Yeah, if you just put youtube.com/ in front of it, it'll take you to my account.
Lil Lyco. Is it a picture of a guy with his back?
Uh there's a topic channel and my main channel. The one with a guy on it is my topic channel, and that's like a diss track I made on somebody.
Okay.
The one my main YouTube channel is the one with the silhouette with the blue sky.
Yeah, it's a silhouette of a guy with his back to you, looking at the sky.
Yeah.
That's your main channel?
Yeah, that one's my main. The
All right.
360 subscribers.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in the side chat here. Here we go. There you go. That's Little Lyco if you guys want to sub up. And then I put the link there for the Wix site. It's got some videos that some of them may be familiar to you. Others are going to be news to you. You probably don't recognize. They're things that he's done across the platform over the years. So you said your album drops when now?
It'll drop in 3 days on September 11th.
Okay, 9/11/2023. That's the anniversary of 9/11.
Yeah. Never forget. Oh wow, is this website gonna be where everything is? Like all the confessions and all the investigations and whatnot?
We haven't put everything up there, but we put the major portions of things that point to his guilt.
I recommend using a Google Sites, or not Google Sites. I recommend using Bitly to make your URL, because I've got my rap group as a website, but I used bit.ly for it. So like
Okay.
I'll type it in the private chat. But yeah, on my website, bit.ly/Cub Squad _, my merchandise is on there. So there's also merch of my album cover and merch of my other friends' music. But if you go into bit.ly.com, you can make a URL for your website and you can shorten it.
Do you and Shredder mind if we play one of your lyrical videos? Because I'm looking at this Empire business. That looks
Oh
pretty
yeah,
good.
for sure. You
Please
can
do.
you can play it.
Please do.
All right, let me load it up here. Let's see here.
Play the new song I've just made.
Which one is that one?
It'll have fire in the as the cover.
Body drop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's playing it? There it goes.
All right.
Oh yeah, and also make sure everyone watching shows just as much love, if not more, on the person featuring on that song, Halo Rons. He's been doing music about as long as me, if not longer, and he's got really good content on his channel as well.
Well, you're doing good stuff with yours too. I appreciate it. I think
Yeah, man.
I understand Cecil's jealousy now. That makes a lot more sense.
I know.
Well, what I'm confused with is why Cecil doesn't try to push his music. He has it only on YouTube and SoundCloud. He doesn't have it on Genius. He doesn't have his lyrics posted. He doesn't have it on Spotify. He doesn't have it on anything else, which makes it ultimately impossible for his music to spread if it's only on two
Well,
platforms.
apparently Dr. Dre and DMX won't let him on the internet anymore because they pretty much kicked him off of every music streaming site.
That's physically impossible.
That's what he
That's
claims.
what.
But he did. I will tell you, he burned a lot of bridges with Ryan Upchurch.
Who's that?
Ryan Upchurch is a country singer that's an upcoming rapper country singer. He's actually.
Are they from Kentucky?
I think he is from Kentucky.
Bro, he could have he could have really done something with him.
The problem is, he used to spit fire about all this stuff about how he's a Creek Squad and he's Ryan Upchurch fan. He used to go after people that went after Ryan Upchurch, and then somebody showed Ryan Upchurch a video of Cecil, his confession video, among other things. I think it was Random News, maybe, I don't know. Anyways, turns out Ryan Upchurch made a video about Cecil saying, "I don't know who the fuck this guy is, but he's disgusting and sick, and I don't want nothing to do with him. He ain't no Creek Squad."
He was born in Nashville, so that's very close to Kentucky.
Yeah, I don't know if he's in Kentucky. I know he's in the country for sure, but he heard about Cecil through some videos, and
That is
he
crazy.
definitely doesn't want nothing to do with him. And that typically when he goes into a big channel where he tries to get support, because that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get some of their supporters into his channel. We've kept him to around 3 supporters. The typical supporters that are there. For the most part, it's worked out pretty good. It keeps him low.
I
Which
think the only supporter is Mike Dunn and Queen Tasty, which are two awesome people. I've never met them
yeah, I
personally.
don't know anything about Michael. I know that he's been going after a friend of mine, giving misinformation about a tragedy that happened in their life, which is wrong. Um, Cecil claims that we wrote a thing about him being this guy being a pedophile, which nobody's done. The weird thing I find about Cecil and his information is when he comes up about information about like Angela was one of his supporters, Michael Dunn. It seems to be like he has more information about them than we do. So it makes more logical sense that he's the one putting out information about them, not us, because we don't
Well,
know anything about them.
yeah, on top of I'm pretty sure they personally message him, but they also just talk to him in the chats and they just spew all their information to him,
Uh
and he probably would I wouldn't, say for sure, but I also wouldn't put it past him to misuse that information.
yeah. He's definitely defended a rapist, and he's definitely defended a known sexual predator
Who,
on this
Cecil?
platform. Yeah, he defended Cyrex, which is a known sexual predator,
Yeah.
um, who's
Yeah, Master
engaged in
Shredder
meeting.
told me about him yesterday.
Yeah, he engaged in meeting up with underage people that were actually part of stings.
It's always the stings.
Yeah, yeah, he's a horrible, horrible person. No offense, just a horrible person who engages constantly in inappropriate sexual conversations with children or about children, and tries to normalize it as him defending himself against these crimes.
Wow.
So, yeah,
That's
but
terrible.
I'll bring you back to 7 years ago, the first time we ever debuted his confession video. He said, "If this was true, I would be defending myself every day." Here we
I
are,
mean,
7 years later.
I mean, it seems like every breaking minute of his life is defending himself, which at first I was like, yeah, man, defend yourself. But then he just kept feeding it. And I'm
Mhm.
like, if you want it to stop, you don't feed. It's like that'd be like trying to put a fire out with gasoline. You don't feed the fire.
Yep. The biggest thing I told him is, don't talk about us, and we'll walk away. But when his video views are low, he ends up throwing our names out there again. Because I've tried to hash things out with him. I've tried to be done with it, right?
Mhm.
And then he'll down low kind of mention RV Charity Drive, which is me or my brother. And neither of us have talked about him. Neither of us made a video about him. And then all of a sudden I'll be like, look, you don't know when to shut the fuck up. You you are the one giving us the most evidence about yourself. All we have to do
Yeah,
is
he'll
listen and record.
he'll go on like an hour-long tangent about his entire life and all the things that he may or may not have done. And then he goes, I didn't do it. And it's like, how are you going to like pretty much essentially admit to felonious acts and then turn right around and then say, I didn't do it?
Yeah. He discussed, I think today or in a video the other day, he discussed the third victim, and of course it wasn't his fault because they they were coming on to him and they were grabbing his groin, and he told the parent. Both times he got kicked out of the house because somebody else told on him. He didn't tell anybody anything. His sister
So
told on him. He got kicked out of that house.
so what is he saying, that a child like grabbed him and then he just said, "Oh, well," and then went along with it?
He's saying that the 11-year-old at the cousin's house grabbed his cock,
How did he
and
respond to that?
he claims he pushed her hand away and went and told her father, who then got mad at him and kicked him out, which is
Uh
not the case. That is not the truth.
that's not even the right reaction from that's like if that was a real story, the father would not kick him out.
Yeah,
Now, if
and
he was doing something to the kids, then that's very, feasible to kick him out. It's like,
yeah,
only one story
yeah.
makes sense.
I think his sister's testimony when he was on his own live stream is probably the more accurate one, which is he definitely did these things. He definitely got caught by her. She definitely told on him because the timeline from when she discovered it to him getting kicked out is less than 2 days.
So when he called her and she said you used to do stuff like that, how long ago is used to?
Used to would have been the 20 to 25 years or whatever, 30 years, whatever it was.
So has he not actually hurt anyone in 20 years, or is he on the low about it?
Based on her claims, she's saying no, he hasn't, because she does have him watch her kids.
Cuz that is one of my fears after figuring out, more about him, is how many more victims can or will there be?
I don't know. We don't make a habit of contacting victims because, again, it's, in our opinion,
Yeah,
it's re-victimizing the victim. They have to come forward. The good thing about Kentucky is that they don't have a statute of limitations on sex crimes.
they don't.
So no, no. So
Oh,
they can come.
so
They can come
Cecil
forward
might
and divorce.
actually he might actually get jail time if there's some indisputable evidence.
Well, if you look at the society today, the guy from what was that guy's name that just got 30 years from the '70s show? He just got 30 years for crimes that he did 20 years ago.
Wow.
So I mean, if the victims decide to come forward and press it, he could still go to jail. Yes, it's very likely that they can still go to jail. Um, it's very hard when it's family things, because families tend to sweep things under the rug
Yeah.
and pretend like it never happened, and then they
Well,
they
I
put the
wouldn't.
person out of their life. They put the person out of their life, which is what happened to Cecil. He got kicked out of the house. He ended up going, getting it. He got a job cleaning houses. He was stealing women's underwear and kids' underwear and drugs out of the cabinets. Again, that wasn't his fault either. That was his boss. His boss set him up. Nothing that's ever happened to Cecil has ever been Cecil's fault. When he was driving the forklift without a forklift certification, it did $20,000 worth of damage at work. That wasn't his fault.
Did that really
But,
happen?
oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
what did he
He
cause an
he
accident with a forklift?
yeah, he knocked over the tall cages that contained the product, and they destroyed the product. And
Oh no.
and rather than fire him, the work made a deal with him, like, hey, every week you're going to give us $50 until it's paid out, and you can keep your job. Well, he did that for about 2 weeks, and then he's like, fuck this shit, I quit. He quit that job, but
Is he
claims
getting
we got him
charged for
fired.
it?
I don't know if they're going to take him to court or not. I would. 20,000 is a lot.
If I was
It's a
the
lot of product.
owner, I'm assuming the owner never found out it was him or something, because
Oh no,
I don't.
they knew it was him. They ganked his paycheck.
That's, I mean, I would just stop paying him and be like, your full check is going into the.
Yeah. They made a deal that he agreed to, which was $50 a week. Yeah. It is what it is. He got a shit car. People tried to give him actual good advice on the shit car. He got mad because we called it a shit car. It was a shit car, and it turned out to be a shit car. It was a lemon. Then he got another
That's
car, and people gave him advice on that car.
that's also one of his biggest problems that I noticed is he's very arrogant.
Mm.
He's very, if like say he was in a scenario where there's a producer and him in the same room, he made a beat and the producer made a beat. In 100 years time, he would never admit to the professional producer making a better beat, just because of how arrogant he is. He would rather use his beat instead of the professional, producer's beat. That's just
If
a
I put
scenario, but like,
I believe it. If I put your music next to his music and sat there and objectively listened to it, and obviously your music is far superior. Let's just be honest. He would not like that. He would. Well, of course his music's better. He's got more money and he could buy this equipment, that equipment. Well, you could do the same thing if you stop buying fucking guns.
each one of his guns is like 300, so I don't know why
You
he
stop
only.
going to White Castle, getting a small coffee with 18 sugars. Maybe that, stop, cut one of those things out of your life, and keep a job.
And if I
That'd be a
was
good thing too.
Cecil, I would look into more variety of firearms instead of just getting the same chambered 9mm 45s.
Oh yeah, my brother and I did a couple of firing ranges with ours, and yeah, we showed that We know what we're
Like
doing.
like if I was buying a bunch of guns and
Yes, sir.
I spent 900 on 3 guns and they're all the same chamber, same model, I would just rather get like a rifle or something along with it.
Oh
Why do
yeah,
you need
rifle.
why do you need 3 handguns that are the same model and same chamber, same caliber? Why would you spend I'm assuming 900 minimum on 3 of the same gun?
Did you see how he carries all three of them simultaneously?
Yeah, he'll have like one in his hand, one on his hip, and like probably one on his leg or something, or his wife holding on to it. It's
He
like,
has
bro,
a weird vest where he could put two of them, and they're cross draws. And he advertises like, as a gun owner, I don't want people to know I'm walking around with a gun, because that if you're a bad person, who are you going to target first, Logan? Who are you going to target first? The person with the gun on their hip, or the person that you don't know if they have a gun or not? If you're a
obviously
bad,
if they've got an open firearm that anyone can see, and someone's making an option of who they want to aim at, it's probably going to be the most lethal threat in the room, the person with more than one gun on them.
yeah, he's an idiot. He is an idiot. Zena, look at this. My brother works his fucking ass off, right? And Cecil tried to belittle what my brother's a business owner. He reconditions and repairs houses, upgrades houses, does new things for houses, works his ass off 7 days a week. Okay. And Cecil's like, well, I work 3 days a week and I got 4 days off. Motherfucker, that's not working. That's called a freaking hobby. What are you doing?
Wait, he said he worked what?
Cecil works about a week and a half ago. He goes, I work 3 days a week. I got four. When he was threatening to start flagging channels, he's like, I got 4 days off a week. I only work 3 days, so I got time to
You
start
want to know? You want to know something
striking
crazy?
channels.
When I used to work as a chef at a nursing home, I did 8 days every 2 weeks. I did the most that they would let me work. 8 days every out of 2 weeks as a
Wow,
minor at 16, and I made a roughly 300 to 400 a check. He
nice.
probably makes more than that. He probably would make more than that if he worked the same hours that I had. And I was only
He,
making 12 an hour. I'm assuming he's able to get jobs that are more.
oh yeah, yeah. I mean, he's not stupid. He's got skills that of for working that he can do. He speaking of cooking, you mentioned a good thing. He actually quit working at a Waffle House or something because he couldn't make eggs.
I heard about that he wasn't shown how to make an egg even though you just make it.
Like you're
There's not
40 years, you're 40 years old. How do you not know how to make an egg?
like
Crack it on a pan.
I had to make everything when I was working at a nursing home, make grilled cheeses, hamburgers, anything. It's all the same concept. You throw it on a pan, you flip it, you serve it.
Yeah, not that hard. Yeah.
The
And
hardest part is waiting for the stuff to cook.
if you have a flat grill, you got to make sure the grill's seasoned. That's all.
Yeah, when I used the like you said the flat grills, you flat grills are actually easier in my opinion because like you said, you can put the seasoning on it as you're making it,
Yep.
and you can make more food at once.
Yep. Faster the orders, faster the money comes in. Well, I gotta head off, but I appreciate you taking the time to talk with us. I'm glad
Oh
that
yeah, no problem.
he hasn't corrupted you in any way, which is always, that's a good thing. I think you're doing great things with your life. Like I said, your music looks really good.
Thank you.
Um, your videos are well put together. You put a lot of thought into it. You keep them within
Oh yeah,
the time
I
frame for your algorithm, which is awesome.
I edit and write every track, every music video. I edit them. I don't, usually have my friends or my brother record it, but um the hardest work I put into it, I'd say, is the marketing because the marketing behind music is that's like the soul of the music. Like if you don't have good marketing but you have a good song, it's just not going to work. And
Do
that's where
you
Cecil's flaw is cuz he doesn't market his music. He just
do you
posts it and hopes it blows up.
do you have a rate for making, like, if I wanted you to make something for me, what is your rate?
Like how fast?
No. What is your, like, what do you charge?
Oh, like well that would depend on what you're wanting. If
Um
you're
I want you to take a look at my game. It's called underlight.com. It's a video game from
Are you a game
1996.
developer?
I'm a GM for a game. Yeah, we we've
I'm a
been
game
around since
developer as well.
we've been around since 1996. It's called Underlight.com. It's a online MMORPG.
Called Underlight.
Underlight.com.
Oh wow,
It's a
it
it's
looks
a
very classic.
it's very old. It's 2D. It's 2D based. You download it. Everything's free. It's free to play. But the difference between our game and any other RPG game is that role playing is enforced, and you have to actually role play to level up. You have to talk with other live people.
So what you helped
It's,
you? So what you helped manage this game?
I am one of the managing directors. Yeah, I do. I'm the teaching director, so I handle all the teachers and halos that are in the game.
What's the company? What's the company name?
Underlight.com.
What that's the company?
Yeah. Oh well, we're called Koi. KOI. Koi
Oh
Ware. But that's the only game that we develop and work on. We have our first update in years coming out in about a week or two. Because
wow.
it's old style coding, so you need people with like an older
What
style of coding background.
what language? What language engine is it written in?
C plus.
Wow. Are you a coder?
I am a hacker, so I'm not. Yes and no. I
So
don't
what
code any of the
do you
game.
use like Visualize Studio or
Yeah, Visual Basic.
okay?
If you're interested, it's not paying. We don't pay any of our volunteers that work for the game, but if you're good at coding and you're willing to take a look, definitely let me know, and I'll put you in touch with the coding
Is
director.
is it script based or is there well not script
So,
based. Is it like is there dialogue in the game?
well, yeah, you talk with each of the players interact with each other. That's how you level up. You talk to them. You do a quest. You go back and report the quest. And the person then gives you a power.
Oh, so it's like a RPG MMO
Yeah,
kind of game.
MMORPG from
Oh wow.
1996, built on an
Da-
old engine.
Wow.
Daisy, Daisy, thank you. I seen you asking me how I was feeling. I'm still feeling like crap, but that's why I let my brother and Logan do most of the talking today. Um, yeah, my brother is a very talented game developer. Definitely go check his game out. It sounds like you guys are gonna have some good stuff in the works. Logan, I come up with a number, man. I'd love to have a. I'd love if you could make me a song, maybe for like my intro or something like that. You know what I mean?
Oh
Yeah,
Like that would be amazing.
that's what I was thinking too. A nice song intro for Underlight, song intro for you.
Yep.
oh yeah,
But
I make video game music for my games as well. Like I can produce and are you wanting like lyrics or like just like a melody or something?
Just a
yeah,
background
dude.
melody that they can
Yeah.
down. I don't know what Shredder wants, but for me, for our game, we would upload the music into the download sequence so that you could select to have background music playing. It's just melody.
For sure. You guys can hit me up on Discord and we can work together on that.
Logan, do you want to? Can you drop your Discord link or anything, or maybe you can link it in the comments on this video after the stream's
For
done
what my account or my server?
for your Discord. So if anybody, I don't know if
Wants to
if you're trying
join.
to get any wants to join your Discord, that'd be cool.
I got to get going,
For
folks.
sure.
But
Yep.
bro,
Me
thank you
too.
very much for hosting this. I appreciate it, Logan. It was very nice to meet you. Gotta get
Yes,
my friend
Logan.
some help.
RV, thank you so much, brother. I love you, man. Thank you so much for doing this. Logan, you did a great job, buddy. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. We're gonna get together and do this again. And I'd like to thank everybody for coming in. Absolutely, Order, Daisy, uh, Krusty, big thanks. Let's see here, Ganja, I seen you. Sarah, I seen you. Thank you. Random, I seen Random, Shadow, all you guys, man. This is
A lot of people came in.
yeah, this was very good, man. And Logan, like we were talking yesterday, let's do this again, man. Let's see what comes from this. Again, anybody who's not subbed to Logan's channel, go over there and check it out. Logan, hit me with that channel name one more time, buddy.
Oh, it's low. It's youtube.com/lowlyco or /@lowlyco. Either way works. I
Yep,
see I've already gained actively 3 subscribers.
good. Good. Well, we got an amazing following over here. We got a lot of people that care about what we were talking about today. Nothing but good people, man. Like I told you yesterday, I've never met anybody but great people over here. If Cecil's done, if anything positive comes from this, it's bringing good people together.
For
So,
sure.
Logan, welcome to the family, man. You know what I mean? You're part of the group, and we're all here for each other. So don't
Yeah,
be a stranger over here.
thank
You
you.
and me will be in touch for sure. You did a great job, man. You're such a good young man, dude, and keep doing what you're doing. Keep following your dreams, man. And we're gonna do this again. So,
But
Logan, thank you.
no problem.
We'll talk soon,
I'll
buddy.
see. I'll see you.
I'll see
I'll
you,
see
man. Thanks
everyone.
again.
You're welcome.
Is there anything else you'd like to say before we go, Logan?
Um, if anyone's able to find footage of Cecil talking about me on those live streams that he had deleted, send them to me on Discord. Because I
Perfect.
know that there might be at least one person who got it on video.
Yeah, yeah, I think there is. I saw a couple comments regarding it. So,
I think check random news's channel because I think that he might drop something on it.
yep. All right, man. Sounds good. I
See
will
ya.
talk to you guys later.